Welcome to Teaching Tuesday. Yes, Teaching Tuesday. And today's topic is, what are your deposits looking like? Okay, y'all ready? We about to get into it. So here lately, God has been dealing with me and my money. Y'all, my money, my saving. And I'm like, okay, what is it that you're trying to teach me? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Folks would ask me for money and I don't really got it like that, but I give it out, and then I'm looking at my savings like, ooh, do I want to draw that out, But God was teaching me the art of saving, and you don't even really realize what it is he's teaching you until later, like one day it clicks. And here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to go to Proverbs 18 and 21. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who live it will eat its fruit. Okay? And I know y'all probably thinking, what does saving have to do with the power of life and death in the tongue? You know what I'm saying? Let me create this scenario for me. Can you just go with me? This is what God gave me. Sometimes God makes a deposit into your life, right? So he'll speak a word into it, and sometimes we think we're saving it. We really do. We hold on to that promise, right? But we don't continue to make deposits. We don't continue to speak life into that deposit. See, when you have a savings account and you make a deposit, it begins to gain interest, right? But some of us, we get the initial deposit, the initial investment that God has made, the initial word that God has spoken, but we forget to speak life to that thing that God has spoken to us. And so it doesn't get to gain interest. So you don't realize that once you begin to speak life into the promise that God has given you, it begins to gain interest. And then once that thing has begun to grow and grow and grow and grow, the payoff is bigger. Did y'all catch that? But did y'all catch that? I don't think y'all caught that. So we're going to break it down a little bit further. Go to Luke chapter 5, verse 13. And this is where Jesus healed the man with leprosy. And all Jesus had to do was speak and say, be clean. But in that verse also mentions that the man said that I am willing. You have to have enough faith to believe that when you speak, chains are going to be broken. Atmospheres are going to change, that your situation is going to change the minute that you speak. But see, some of us haven't mastered this process and this art of saving. See, when God makes the initial deposit, you have to continue to speak deposits so that it will gain interest. And then some of us, we get stuck and we're like, oh God, why won't you bring me out of the storm? When God is only allowing for your situation to gain interest. Can I break it down some more? John 11, verse 43. When Lazarus was sick, Mary and Martha went to go get Jesus and said, hey, you need to come get my brother because he is sick. But Jesus said, let me stay where I am. In that moment, Jesus was allowing the situation. He was allowing for the situation to gain interest. When they came to get Jesus, he said, let me stay where I am a couple more days. And in that process, Lazarus ends up passing away. But you know what? Just like Mary and Martha are like normal people like us, that when something dies, we forget to speak life. We're no longer making deposits. So we're not realizing that God is allowing for our situation to gain interest, because when Jesus finally gets there and he says, Lazarus, come out, no longer did he just heal a sick man like he's already done in the past. He's brought something that was completely dead back to life. And now that thing not only affected those that were in the room to see it, it affected everybody that heard about it. Now everybody is realizing that this thing was nothing else but God. See, the power of life and death is in the tongue, baby. All he had to say was, Lazarus, come out, and he got up. He was dead and he got up. Y'all, you got to speak life. You got to. You have to. There is power in your words. Let me give you a short testimony. So back in 2011, my Spanish teacher told us that we had to write, Valentine's Day cards to one of our classmates. And so I chose this one classmate that everybody in there ostracized, but I knew there was something special about her. And I told her, you are so special. You are loved. You are beautiful. And I gave her my favorite scripture, which is Psalms 139:14, fearfully and wonderfully made. And do you know, this girl messaged me yesterday, this is 2019, back from 2011, and said that I was dealing with depression. I was getting ready to kill myself, but I got your card and it saved my life. Y'all, there is power in your words. There is power in the things that you speak. So when God gives you a word, when somebody comes and prophesies something over you and it seems so far-fetched, allow that thing to gain interest and continue to deposit on it and see the payout. See the payout. See it through. What are your deposits looking like?